Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is fine. So, as all of you know, that we all belong to a particular ecosystem, what we call the startup ecosystem. And for sure that in the previous decade itself, the startup ecosystem across the country has grown many folds, and the pace of advancement of the startup ecosystem has been really fabulous. It's quite impressive, and all of us, in one way or the other, we are all the beneficiary of such a vibrant ecosystem. At the same time, it also becomes very important for all of us to play our significant roles in wherever we are in order to further promote it and bring it to the next level of the development or the advancement. So it becomes very imperative to understand the finer elements associated with the various kind of startups that are being promoted nowadays. I know that many of you you are into the field of technological innovations and trying to develop your prototypes and trying to get it commercialized. And in the process, many of you must be aiming to grab a bigger market, maybe who knows, international market, and some of you may convert yourself into the unicorns. Uh, so it's important for us to understand what is the deep technology, what kind of innovations are encompassed in the deep technology. At the same time, how it is differentiated from the general technology, maybe the low technology and the high tech, and so on and so forth. So uh, my effort will be to bring down all these differences to be able to clarify as to what exactly each terminology and each concept actually connotes, so that those who are already doing their job in this deep technology, they can get some enlightenment further. And all those who are not exactly aware of the whole, ideology, they can get some insight into this important, concepts, and they can zero on what exactly they want to do in their future as far as their startups are concerned. So many of you, you are already doing a wonderful job, and but irrespective of what is your level of the thought process and what kind of spectrum that you belong to, this discussion is going to hold good for each and every one, all of us, and we can bring a win-win situation through such discussions even in times to come. So that's basically the reason I have been continuing with my talks on various topics. I don't know whether the things are giving results, but definitely I'm sure that in times to come this will be giving better outcomes. So now let us start the topic. I share my slide first. I hope you can see the slide. This is what is the topic: the deep tech versus the general tech. Okay. So it makes a lot of sense because although many of you are involved in the deep technology innovations, but from where it began and what was its philosophy and how it can be differentiated from some of the other core concepts, uh, maybe you are getting further refreshed. So let us begin with the introduction part. The deep tech as a phrase was first coined by Swati Chaturvedi of the VC firm Propellex, so that you should know. So basically, now you know that the deep tech was invented. I mean, as far as the phrase is concerned, it was in 2014. And why she came out with this new ideology is to actually differentiate the deep tech forms from the general tech forms. And what are the general take forms? They are engaged in the internet, mobile, and e-commerce that are based on the business model innovation, for that matter, incremental service improvements, and the deployment of the standardized technologies. So these are the things which actually do not require, much thought in the improvement as far as the technology is concerned, but they are just trying to restructure the whole things, and over a period of time, they want to grab the market, they go to make certain early profits, and so on. So at the same time, we also can see the deep take from the point of view of the industry 4.0. So you know what industry 4.0 is? we are already aware of the famous industrial revolution that happened in 16th and 17th century. And what happened then? Those times, because of a lot of gap in the demand and the supply, I think the manual, productions, they became inadequate to fulfill the demand of the people, and so that gave rise to the invention of the water-driven machines, and that was basically the industrial revolution number one. Uh, that began in 16th, 17th century, followed by the Industrial Revolution 2, that happened in the 18th and 19th century, and the Industrial Revolution 3, giving rise to the digital revolution, which we are following in the recent past. Okay. Uh, so, so Industrial Revolution 3 was about the digitalization, but the Industrial Revolution 4, which we now call the Industry 4.0, we are seeing a rapid advancement in the technology that are physical, like autonomous vehicles, new materials, 3D printing, and advanced robotics, or the biological, which includes the genetic engineering, newer technology, and bioprinting. So we are already into the industry 4.0, and it becomes very important for us to keep pace with uh, the kind of advancements that are taking place under this ideology. So, what is the deep take and what is the general take? You can see the general take basically spark up an idea to disrupt a traditional business process. So that means that a business process is already happening, and what they seek is a little improvement over what exactly is already happening. And usually, this is business to consumer offerings. So consumer are attracted in the very first go. And what is the ultimate aim? It is to grow rapidly by raising funds and acquiring more and more customers, try to generate revenue. So this takes comparatively lesser period of time. On the other hand, you can see the deep technology starts with the technology that is based on the innovation or discovery in the lab by the research scientists. And the fields they include the life science, medical technology, clean technology, to name some few. What is the basic difference is that in these kind of innovations, they require great deal of efforts over a bigger time period, maybe years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and so on. And even commercializing these deep tech products, it requires a lot of time, and this requires patience, the energy, the money, everything involved. So the resources, they need to be really quite sufficient to hold your temperament to proceed further for so many years. So that's the primarily the difference between the deep take and the general take. To be specific, we can see here on the left hand side, you can see the factors, and here's the deep take, and here is the general take. We'll try to differentiate over it across the each factor. Say, for example, if the idea is the factor, you can see the deep take involves scientific discovery or the engineering innovation, whereas the general take is all about the business innovation. Qualification as far as the concerned, you can see the deep take is typically done by the postgraduates, the PhDs, and the scientists, whereas the general take can be taken up by the self-educated programmers, new computer science or graduates, and any general people having some amount of idea about what exactly they want to do. As far as the age is concerned, usually more than 35 years. In the deep tech, I'm not telling that below 35 years people are not doing, because I myself have seen some 3, 4 very good startups who are doing good in the AR, VR, and robotics, and even AI and blockchain for that matter. But usually, what we have seen is it takes almost 35 years plus to go ahead with the deep technology innovations. The general take, as you know, since this requires comparatively less efforts, So 20 to 25 years old people having less experience, they also are doing fairly good amount of job. Gestation is something, I already have discussed. Typically, above 5 years in case of the deep technology. But in the general take, it may be even few months to few years, maybe a couple of years. And the testing, as far as is concerned, multiple in-depth trials are required in case of the deep technology innovations. Whereas in case of the general tech, you can see rapid iteration on the go. So very less tests. And regulatory approval is mandatory for the deep tech. And for business innovation, it could be, it could not, may not. So now you know how the deep tech is, really different from the general tech, and also you can realize, you can recognize that great deal of effort is really need of the hour in case you want to go ahead with the deep technology innovations for that. Okay. Uh, so what are the salient features of the deep technology? And this is what is very significant, So deep technology focuses on solving the backend problem by tackling the social and environmental issues. So for example, pollution could be one thing. So they could be trying to get rid of the pollution by incorporating certain, the deep technology innovations. Uh, and the next important thing is that this is going to be really revolutionary, a game changer, and disruptive. And how it is disrupted? Because it will continue to replace the old ones, because it is giving a new, choice for the people to adopt new technology and get rid of their problems. But it takes a long time to reach the market, as I already have discussed. Now, deep takes are also difficult to replicate. I mean, it's simply not possible to copy the deep technology innovations unless and until you got a permission or say, for example, licensing from the very people who have invented. And their patented technology is normally commercialized just to give the benefit of all those efforts that they have been doing for so many years. Uh, what kind of technologies are actually encompassed in the deep tech? We can see they include the artificial intelligence and machine learning, for example, AR and VR. So, what the AR and VR include, connotes augmented reality and virtual reality. Even there is a concept of the mixed reality, and also extended reality for that matter. So, and big data, the nanotechnology, blockchain for that matter, quantum computing, robotics, advanced material science, photonics and electronics, biotech, vision and speech algorithms, language processing, and all. So dear startups, it will be my effort to have a one-on-one discussion on all these different topics in my subsequent, videos. So all these topics, in one way or the other, I'm going to cover it up over the next few couple of weeks or so. Okay, so it will bring more clarity for all those who do not belong to this particular expertise or the domain, knowledge domain. So these are some of the advanced solutions which are encompassed in the deep technology. Okay, so this is a pictorial representation. All these things are the big data, the nanotechnology, the blockchain, quantum computing, and center you can see the deep tech. So all these are what it will form the point of discussions in our subsequent videos for that. What are the challenges for deep tech companies? Because in case you want to go ahead with your deep technology innovations, I mean, it's comparatively it is difficult for you. I'm not trying to demoralize you, because if you are firm on your innovations, and if you have the capability, if you have certain degree of patience, definitely you can rise ever more. And what is the benefit? The benefit is once you have overcome all these difficulties, all these hurdles, you're on the top of the world as far as this particular innovation is concerned, and you probably may rule the whole world. So these are some of the primary challenges that the deep tech companies have to face. So that includes the talent and the market access. Okay. Why talent? Because the deep technology involves a lot of research and the scientific endeavors, and for that you require to have unique talent, and the people who are having deep interest in all this kind of technologies. They are sincere, they are honest, they are ready to work for the long hours, maybe they are late evenings. Apart from that, the durable research is also one thing, because what happens is one fine day you are getting motivated, you have started your research, you have proceed to some 20%, 30%, and then you lost your interest. Durable and consistent research also is one of the prime factor for the deep technology companies. So once you have begun, you must know up to which point you need to continue to get the expected outcomes. And the next important thing is in-depth development of the whole, technology that we are trying to invent or we have already invented. So, because ultimately, the goal is to resolve the issues of concern, the societal issue of concern. So, unless and until your invention is getting converted into a product or the service which actually is able to resolve the issue of concern of the society, it's of no use. So, in-depth development is very important. And at the same time, because I told you that it's quite time consuming, maybe 4 years, 5 years, or even much more than that. So during this period, you're not getting any kind of revenue, and only the investments are happening. So this also is a challenge, because many of the angel investors or the VCs, they won't be investing on this kind of uncertain projects, because what they look for when they try to invest in these startups is their profitability factor. And definitely in the initial stages, like pre-seed funding stage, it's not possible to actually identify or to project what kind of the revenue this new invention can attract. So there's also a rising challenge. But in spite of all these challenges, the innovative deliverables of the deep tech, they're often radical, and they can either create new markets or disrupt the existing ones. Has the capability to transform the whole world, in case you are able to successfully convert your idea into some sort of the product and the service. Okay. The USP of the deep technology, they include this, profound focus on solving acute global problems that already have been our point of discussion in the previous slide. And the most important thing is that deep technology usually it won't, just go with one technology. It usually combines at least two technologies. So minimum two technologies will definitely be combined. And according to some survey, 96% of the deep technologies ventures, they use at least two technologies. And even then, there could be more. And they are developing solutions for resolving the physical challenges that include not only the digital but also the physical innovations. So, thus, they leverage the technologies like the AI and machine learning to enhance the development of the different industries like chemistry, agriculture, and others. And another USP is that it fosters the development of a deep ecosystem. And you will be happy to know that the deep technology ecosystem is also growing very fast. I'll tell you what is the percentage. It's as of now, it's 12 to 15% already out of the whole ecosystem. The startup ecosystem is a combination of various kind of technologies that I already have discussed, like deep tech and general tech, like low tech and high tech. So the percentage of the deep technology inventions has now risen to 12 to 15%, whereas in the previous decade, I have a data in the following slide, which covers the period up to 2015, and it shows that till 2015, the deep technology only covered 6% of the whole startup ecosystem. So that's a fair amount of improvement, even more than double in a span of 7 to 8 years. Okay. So this is just a pictorial representation of the previous slide, key characteristics of the deep technology companies, like the profound, focus on solving the global problems, combining the different technologies, and all ventures within the target are here to resolve the both digital and physical, innovations and fostering the development of the deep ecosystem. So next, what is the state of India's deep tech startups? You can see these are encouraging parameters. India have over 3,500 deep tech startups, and until 2022, and the numbers are growing by leaps and bounds. And who knows, in previous 6 or 7 months, another 500 might have been included. Well, according to NESCON, the deep tech startups in India, there is US dollar 2.7 billion in venture funding in 2021 alone. So you can see the quantum of the money that has been raised in 1 year, US dollar 2.7 billion. So this is quite impressive. And at this point, I already told you 12% of the country's overall startup ecosystem. It's a good, percentage by any count because deep tech involves a lot of efforts to grow. So the ecosystem is growing to 53% at a rate of now it has grown to 53%, and they are making their presence felt across all the sectors like drone delivery and cold chain management to climate action and to clean energy everywhere they are seeing. And the ecosystem growth is at par with the China. Bangalore accounts for 25 to 30% of India's deep tech startups, while the Delhi NCR is 15 to 20%, and followed by the Mumbai, which is 10 to 12%. This is what I wanted to show you till 2015, as I told you. The deep technology only, was covering 6%, 6.4 to 6.1% till 2015. So considerable growth in previous 6 to 7 years, which is impressive by any means. Related initiatives you can see from the government of India. The Atal New India Challenge has been launched under Atal Innovation Mission of the Niti Aayog, and NASCOM's Deep Technology Club, that is 2.0, is launched in 2021. These are the national initiatives taken by the government of the country. Okay, so concludingly, what is the way forward? Reevaluate the roadmaps because every day the things are changing, and in the changing circumstances, the whole equation changes. So you have to reevaluate every time you go ahead with a new technology. There are a number of factors that can help the booming and resilient Indian ecosystem, startup ecosystem becoming the global leaders. At the same time, the CSR budget, because all of you know that corporate social responsibility has been implemented in practice, and many corporates they are doing a good job as far as their responsibility is concerned. Yeah, they are allocating good amount of 3 to 5% of their overall profit for the corporate social responsibility. But what is more important is that a portion of this corporate social responsibility must now be should flow towards the startup ecosystem and more for the deep technologies. So even that is a corporate social responsibility on a wider perspective. So this is a way forward. You can look for all these two alternatives, and whatever way possible, all of us we need to coordinate and make our efforts, combined efforts, for these kind of achievements. Okay. Also, the large corporation can be encouraged to contribute to the strategic needs of the nation. So this is the way forward. And concludingly, we can say that deep tech is changing the world. There is a global tussle in the AI and life sciences, and for the hardcore scientific and research talent. What we require is the considered efforts to improve the ecosystem further. And for that, what definitely we require is bigger deep tech ideas, pipeline, and the larger funds. What I can say is the timing is perfect. Timing is really perfect because the government of the country on the present days is doing its, all efforts to improve the ecosystem, to support these startups by multiple mechanisms. It has opened the doors, and hundreds of crores of rupees are being, given to these startups. Now you are the one who need to pitch this opportunity to your benefit. So you have to really get up and do all your efforts at your end. The government is never behind. It is extending this support, and so are the incubators. So over a period of time, hundreds of incubators now they are, strengthening the ecosystem across the country, and you are the one who really requires to evaluate and proceed with whatever is the best possible way to go ahead with. So opportunities are definitely abundant and becoming available. It is now about harvesting those opportunities, and I'm sure that the kind of the metal that you have, the kind of support that you are able to generate, and the kind of network that is, developing across the various spectrums of the startup ecosystem. Uh, Time is not far away when majority of you will be converting yourself into business players in the global dynamics business dynamics. These are some of the examples of the deep tech companies across the globe that you can go through, like Boulder Pass, right? When we change and please let us not go into details. And this slide has been my favorite slide in all my presentation. I made a point to convey to you that you need to be entrepreneurs as a true leader. And this is the pictorial representation. As a leader, you need to lead from the front. You take the onus on your shoulders, and the teamwork is more important. Leading from the front, leading by example, and not like a manager who just gives instructions to the people without motivating them. These are the top unicorns of India. This is also I make it so. And just to remind you that even you have got the capability to convert yourself into the unicorns in times to come. So that's it for the day. It has been a wonderful session, I believe, and you must try to get some insight into this. Might note certain points of significance and grow further. This is by contact details and credentials. You can get in touch with me in case uh, you need any kind of help or support. I'll be happy to extend that.